Здравствуйте, Оливье. Добро пожаловать в Москву, в Whisky Rooms.
Bonsoir, merci de me recevoir. Thank you for having me.
Скажите, пожалуйста, это ваша первая поездка в Россию, в Москву?
No, I've been to Russia many times and Moscow as well. I love it here.
Как давно занимаетесь коньячным бизнесом?
Since I am born, actually born and raised in Cognac 42 years ago, and I joined the company Delamain in 2007, so 13 years in the same company.
В каких странах представлен коньяк Delamain? В каком процентном отношении это российский рынок?
So we export, at Delamain we export to 60 markets worldwide. France is one of the biggest markets, but also Russia will be in the top 5 markets. So it's a small company, but big name internationally.
В одном из интервью Шарль Брастард сказал, что его устраивает, что Delamain, небольшая компания, производит коньяки для, скажем, для своей небольшой аудитории. Почему так?
That's for sure. Delamain is a boutique company. We are less than 15 employees. And we do only XO. We have no VS, no VSOP, and those two categories represent 90% of the sales. So we just play on 10% of the cognac market, only old cognac. And we do only Grand Champagne cognacs, which is the most prestigious terroir in cognac. So we are very specialized in old cognac coming from Grand Champagne, and we are the only one to do that.
Чем компания Delamain отличается от других производителей коньяка во Франции?
Many things. Delamain, like I said, boutique family business, less than 15 employees. We are very specialized in making old cognac, only XO, no VS, no VSOP, only one brand, only Delamain, only coming from the best terroir in cognac. Also the style, we have been talking about the cognacs. We can achieve this style because we never use new oak. We use second-hand cask for aging our cognacs. And it will make at the end a totally different style and taste. I would say the most important for Delamain is time. We take time to do what we like. And the history, if you look at books about cognac, you will see Delamain, and if you read about the history of Delamain, you will see that people at Delamain, they were making cognac for themselves as a hobby, not in the way to sell those cognac to the mass market, but producing cognac for themselves, for the family, for their beloved. And that's why today Delamain is a small company. Even if this is a 250 years old company, we disappeared in 1817 to reopen in 1824. So it's a 200 years cognac company, but still small size because we do cognacs that we like and we take time to do it. So aging in old cask is one element to make us quite unique. So many things. Also, the way we reduce the cognacs is quite different compared to most of the other spirit cognac companies.
Какой объем производства компании Delamain?
It's very small. If you compare with other famous cognac companies, we are totally drop in the ocean of cognac. Cognac is 215 million bottles last year, 2019. Few companies are making 90% of that, and few companies will be doing in one day what we do in 1 year. We do in 1 year approximately 100,000 bottles, but big company like Hennessy will be doing almost 100 million bottles in 1 year. So we do cognac as well, but we take time to do what we like again.
А так было всегда, что вы производили коньяк только из апелласьона Гранд Шампань и только от 25 лет выдержки?
No, not at all. Grand Champagne became an exclusivity for Delamain. I'm not sure exactly when, but for decades. But before that, we were using some other cognacs coming from other terroirs from cognac, but I don't know the exact date.
Представьте, пожалуйста, ключевые должности и имена, которые работают в Delamain.
So the key people at Delamain, I would say cellar master would be one of the key people for sure. Dominique Toutot is in the company since 1980, so 40 years in the company. He's 60 years old. He's a cellar master since 1992. And he is the one in charge of the consistency of the cognacs we produce. He also is the one also in charge of selecting the cognacs and making sure that the cognacs, those cognacs are aging the right way. So for sure he's one of the key people of the company. Charles Brastad is the managing director of the company. He's a 9th generation of Delamain people running the company. So for sure one other key people. And then it's a small company, a total of 13 employees, so I would say all the people are very important at Delamain. And it cannot be a success without teamwork, so there is nobody in front of the light. Today I am in front of the light, but it's a teamwork. So if Delamain is such a big name in cognac, it is thanks to the work of those people today and before. And today we are working for the future as well.
Оливье, расскажите, пожалуйста, о тех образцах, которые будут сегодня участвовать в дегустации.
For sure. So first, at Delamain we produce only cognac, and this is only one brand that we use to sell our cognacs. Like I said, all of them are XO, old cognacs. All of them are coming from the best terroir in cognac, which is Grand Champagne. And the style of the cognac we produce are quite different from the traditional cognacs in the way that they are very fruity, very light, very fresh, and quite a modern style. This will be the flagship of the company. This is called Pale and Dry, and this is a signature of the company. Very modern style, very modern taste, and we made it 100 years ago. We made it for the first time in 1920. This is a blend of different cognacs to achieve always the same consistent taste, and the taste is very different from the traditional cognac. Fresh, light. This is a cognac, but it's a sophisticated wine, I would say, because it's very close from wine compared to the traditional cognacs, which are oaky and spicy. This is not, very different. So we are very proud of Pale and Dry, and this is the one we are going to celebrate this year for 100 years of this blend. Next will be another blend. This is Vesper. We made it for the first time in 1950. Quite different from Pale and Dry, actually on the opposite side, more on the traditional classical side of cognac, a little bit more oaky and spicy than Pale and Dry could be, but still on the Delamain side, still very fresh and fruity. This will be our oldest blend we produce, Très Vénéré, and that will be very old Pale and Dry. This is Le Papa of Pale and Dry. It's a very old cognac, and for Dominique, the cellar master, it is the most difficult cognac to achieve because it's a combination of age and elegance, which is quite difficult to achieve. Those three cognacs, they are blends, assemblage. So Dominique is going to select different cognacs of different years, similar ages, to make a consistent blend to achieve the same final Pale and Dry year after year, or same final Vesper year after year, same final Très Vénéré year after year. So inside are always different cognacs, always a different recipe, but to always achieve the same final taste, if I can say that. The last one is a bit special because it is not a blend. It's one cognac from 1 year. Actually, this is from 1996. And this is a cognac which has been aged for 2 years in Jarnac at Delamain. And after 2 years, we sent it to UK in a very humid cellars. And it makes something different, something special. So not a blend, single cask cognac, aged 2 years at Delamain, and the remaining in UK. And we bottled it in 2015.
Сколько в процентном отношении в компании DELAMAIN купажированных, ассамбляжных и винтажных миллизимных коньяков?
I would say vintage would be between 5 to 10% of our sales. So it's a very limited edition that we do, but and only few cognac companies do vintages. It takes time. It is an expensive process to do because we have to allocate a cellar, which is under the control of the BANIC, which is the official Cognac Bureau. So this is an expensive process, but still we want to offer to the guests, to the customers, cognacs coming from 1 year, not blended, and sell it as vintage cognac. And we still do it. But minimum for DELAMAIN are cognacs of 30 years old. So this year we're going to bottle a vintage and it will be minimum 30 years old. It will be 1980, for example. In the past, last year we made 1989 and 1979. So 30 years old cognac and 40 years old cognac. But it's a limited amount of bottles we can make and it's cask after cask.
В какой стране наибольшее количество поклонников именно винтажных коньяков? Какая страна больше покупает миллизимные коньяки DELAMAIN?
At DELAMAIN we do blends, we do vintages, millésime as well. And like I said, we export to 60 markets. We export to DP Trade in Russia since 1995. And for sure this is an important customer for vintage cognac. So Russia is one of our biggest markets for vintages. DP Trade, they have still a large stock of vintages that we have no more for sale at DELAMAIN because it's sold out. But DP Trade, they are very good at stocking vintages and release them step by step, gradually, so that they have a large collection of vintage cognacs. So if one country is a millésime lover, Russia would be one for sure, thanks to DP Trade.
В 2019 году DELAMAIN приобрели свои виноградники. В каких целях, что это будет за коньяк и какой сорт винограда уже там выращивается?
Indeed, since January 2019 we take care of 20 hectares. They are located in one plot. In the heart of Grand Champagne, called Belving. This is a place of the village, and we are going to use in the future. We just did the first distillation September last year, September 2019, and the cognac we have been distilled from these vineyards last year. We are going to use it in 20 years time, in 30 years time, in 40 years time, and pretty sure that we are going to use it as a single cask cognac in the future, using the name of this specific terroir.
Есть ли у вас релизы, которые выпускаются из винограда Фоль Бланш?
I know we have cognacs from Petit Champagne. This is in Dame Jeanne, in glass container. But I'm not sure about Fol Blanche. You have my card, so please come and visit, and we will meet the cellar master, and we will look for some Fol Blanche cognac. But I don't think we do have. The most important thing for Dominique and DELAMAIN is the tasting. If the taste is according to our style, we are going to select this cognac, no matter if it's a Fol Blanche or Uni Blanc, Colombard. We don't do any special edition with Fol Blanche or Colombard. When we like the cognac, we are going to select it, to age it, and then use it in the future.
По поводу бочек, какое количество находится в собственности компании?
Stock in cognac, and particularly it's at DELAMAIN, is very important. At DELAMAIN, small company, like you know, we have a large stock. We have something like 12 years of stock, and this is key to survive, to maintain the quality, to maintain the prices. This is the most important thing, stock. And that's why we buy cognacs eau de vie, fresh eau de vie, or already aged cognac from different farmers within Grand Champagne, which is a large territory. We have no contracts with any farmer, and we buy from them when we like. We have no contract, so when we receive samples and we like it, we are going to to buy it if the price is okay. And we grow our stock. Year after year, our stock is building up. Because 1 year we can say no. If the sample is not our taste, are too expensive, we can say no, thank you, please come back. And our stock will allow us to maintain the quality and the prices. In terms of oak, most of our casks from Limousin oak. So in Cognac, you have to use oak. This is compulsory. By the cahier des charges, by the book, by the Cognac book, you have to use oak. Two main species, they are Limousin oak and Troncé oak. Sessile or pedunculate. Pedunculate and sessile in this order. But you could also use other oaks, like American oak, it's possible, some other species of oak as well. Different kind of oak. The Troncé oak will be very, how to say that, very tight, when the Limousin oak will be quite thick and thin. And depending on the style you want to achieve, you are going to use one oak or the other. And at Delamain, like I said already, second-hand cask, only 100% second-hand cask, because we produce only old cognac, and we like to buy Limousin oak. But we are going to change it a little bit and using Troncé oak in the near future for sure. But for sure, second-hand cask, not new cask.
Где хранятся бочки, в которых выдерживается коньяк?
So the location is quite easy to find. You just have to look at Rue Robert et Jacques Delamain, Delamain Street, in the middle of Jarnac. Jarnac is a small town, 5,000 people, 10 minutes east of Cognac, on the banks of the Charente Rivière. And we are there for centuries. Actually, the very beginning of the company was 1762, and we use the same office, the same cellars since day one. So if one day you come and visit, it will be like a time machine. We will be opening the door, and you will be entering those cellars and meeting with the cellar master and the cognacs aging. So this is one place we age our cognacs, so in the middle of Jarnac, and this will be approximately 60% of our stock. And we want to grow, like I said earlier in this interview, we must grow our stock, and we do it outside the city, in a place still on the banks of the Charente River, a little bit further east from Jarnac.
Какова доля ангелов? Особенно, что касается миллизимных коньяков, это всегда очень такой острый момент.
Yes, angels in cognac are very thirsty. They drink as much as the equivalent of 30 million bottles in 1 year. And 30 million is what cognac company number 2, Martel, Rémy Martin, are selling in 1 year. So it's a massive, they are massive consumers for cognac. So the evaporation, because we're talking about angel share, so this is the evaporation of cognac. It's approximately 2 to 3% per year of volume. So we accept it. We could avoid this evaporation, aging the cognacs in cave, underground places, but that won't be good for the cognac. It won't age on the good way, if I can say that. So we accept to lose quantity to get quality in exchange. And this evaporation is 2 to 3% per year. And that will make also the alcohol content declining of the quantity. So it is an expensive process to age a cognac, especially if you use exo cognac and if you start with 25 years old cognacs. It is an expensive process.
За 100-150 лет изменились ли технологии производства? Как сейчас контролируется, например, законодательно производство миллизимных коньяков?
So in cognac, You can sell, well, most of the cognacs, they are blends. So it's a mix, it's a mariage, assemblage of different cognacs of different years to achieve the same consistent taste year after year. So being a mix of different cognacs, it is not, you cannot mention the age of the cognac, you cannot mention the vintage of the cognacs inside. So most of the cognac production, they are blends, a mix of different cognacs. Some cognac companies do vintage cognac, single cask cognac, and some of them, they are vintaged. Few companies, including Delamain, are producing vintage cognac. Cognacs with a date on the bottle, with a vintage. So with the year on the bottle, if the bottling year is mentioned in the bottle. We do this at Delamain using two systems. We want to be controlled by the official Cognac Bureau, which is BNIC, and we have two rooms. The first room is locked with two keys. We own a key, and somebody from the official Cognac Bureau, the BNIC, she owns the other key. So if we want to step inside, we are going to call her. She will come. We open together the gate. We step in, and then we will taste the cognacs and decide if yes or no we can bottle this cognac or the other one, or move it to a different place. She has nothing to do about the quality, but she will control, checks. If she will check if we don't mix a vintage with another vintage. So this is system number one. System number two would be to seal every cask we want to vintage in the future. From day one to the bottling year, to the bottling day, we are going to seal the cask. We don't do the seal ourselves, but the same lady from the BNIC will be doing it. So from the day we buy the cognac at the farm, we are going to call her, she will be there, and then before she leaves, she will be sealing the cask. If we want to taste this specific cognac, we are going to call her back. She will come, open it, and then we will taste, decide if yes or no this is ready, if yes or no we need to move it to a different place. And when it's time to be bottled, we are going to, she will be there, and at the end of the day we will be able to communicate about the vintage year on the bottle. So this year we are going to bottle vintage 1980. Last year we made a few bottles of 1979 and 1989 under the control of the BNIC. So we are one of the few cognac companies to do this, such a system.
Назовите, пожалуйста, основных конкурентов Delamain.
Well, it's a difficult question because, like I said, it's a small family business taking time to do what we like, and we are not very much looking to other cognac companies because we are the only one to do XO coming from Grand Champagne. Some other cognac companies are doing Grand Champagne exclusively, but they are doing younger expressions. We don't. So we just take great care of what we do, and we are very specialized in or focused on making quality cognacs according to our taste and style, and hopefully we will find customers who enjoy what we do as well. So competition, I don't really see competition because we're the only one to be there.
Существует ли какая-то программа защиты, экологической защиты региона коньяка?
Most of the cognac companies, they want to use less and less chemicals. So the big companies which have a lot of power towards the farmers, they ask to use less and less chemicals, and so this is the direction the cognac territory is going through for sure.
Какой коньяк из вашей линейки вы без сожаления отдали бы в коктейле?
Well, Delamain Cognacs and cocktail it's a tricky question. They are not made to be part of a cocktail. This is not the direction when Dominique is thinking about the selection or the blends. He is not thinking about cocktails, and we know this is quite a big segment of the market, cocktails. But again, we take great care of doing what we like, But having said that, we see that some people use some of our cognacs to make cocktails. And myself, I'm equipped at home. I've got the full range, so I can play with cocktails a little bit. And if I have to use one from the range, it would be the first one, pale and dry, because it's fresh, it's fruity. It makes a difference. And I would say good ingredients make good recipes at the end. So using pale and dry would be making a difference for sure. And one of my favorite cocktails is Sazerac. And I was in Switzerland actually, and in a bar, a video bar, and they were using the same recipe, Sazerac, using Vesper. And then we did the same recipe using pale and dry, and that was making a difference. But again, the range we have at Delamain, there is no expression to tackle this cocktail segment, but we see that top barmen worldwide, some of them, they are using pale and dry in some of their cocktails.
Okay. Когда у вас спрашивают о рекомендациях сигар, а среди членов клуба достаточно большое количество людей, увлекающихся этой темой, какие сигары вы порекомендовали бы? Если, кстати, вы сами курите сигары?
So I don't smoke. I'm not a cigar expert, but I've been experiencing some interesting facts. Like some people, like you today, you are asking me which cognac would you choose? I would say I would choose the full range. When you smoke a cigar, you go through different stages. The first stage of a cigar is very light, and then it goes stronger and stronger. So I would recommend to start with pale and dry, which is a fresh and fruity cognac, and then use other expressions from Delamain to go step by step from fresh to strong. Also, we could use another alternative, would be to do the opposite, like with a strong cigar, you use a fresh cognac. With a fresh cigar, you use a strong cognac.
Okay.
But again, I'm not an expert, but I've been doing some tasting with cigars, and this is the experience I got.
Возможно ли посетить производство Delamain в путешествии?
For sure, with pleasure. We just need to know in advance that you are coming, and we'll make sure that we have somebody speaking English to receive the guests, and we will open the doors and make a visit. It's possible, but we need to know in advance because we have no tour, no organized tour at Delamain.
В какое время года это лучше делать?
All year round would be perfect. During the winter, you will be able to see a distillery operating, distilling the wines. Summer, you will get good weather. You just want to avoid maybe August because most of the cognac companies are closed, including Delamain. Okay. But full year would be possible.
Что из крепких спиртных напитков предпочитают французы?
When we look at the cognac production, we produce 215 million bottles. We export 200 from cognac to outside cognac. This is 215 million bottles. France represents 2% of that. So it looks like a small market, but I would say it is not. This is still top 5 market, top 5 or top 6 market. So we drink quite a lot of cognac in France, much more than Armagnac, for example. But it is true that we drink more whiskey.
А какой виски предпочитаете вы?
Difficult to say because I'm from Cognac. I grew up in Cognac. So if you are a Cognac child, born and raised, you have not so many options. You go to Cognac, you drink. You don't go to whiskey drink. So I'm not too experienced with whiskies. So I think this is the right place to know more about whiskey. So maybe tonight I will become a whiskey fan. Today I am not. I am a cognac fan, cognac lover. But I'm very keen to know more about it. And the more I will know, pretty sure the more I will enjoy.
А какой бокал вы порекомендуете для любителей коньяка? Это снифтер, копакапита, тюльпан?
We have the right glass here. You have to forget about the big balloon glass, the snifter glass, which is too wide and too big, so you have too much alcohol on the nose and too much alcohol on your tongue when you use it. Optimal glass, the best would be tulip shape, like this shape, because it will retain the alcohol inside and the aromas will go gently away. So if you can choose one glass, would be this one, tulip shaped glass.
Скажите, пожалуйста, существуют ли какие-то приметы, которые чтят производители коньяка? Может быть, есть что-то, что является талисманом для людей, которые работают на производстве?
We can talk about the black walls or black roofs. You know, the angels share the evaporation of cognac will color the walls or the roof of the cellars. So if you see black roof, black walls, you know you're in cognac. So I think this is quite key to the cognac area, also for other spirit territories as well. But in cognac, this is how you can, when you see black roof, you know there is cognac behind.
Я благодарю вас за интервью, спасибо. И традиционно в конце пожелания членам клуба Whisky Rooms и какой-нибудь коньячный тост.
Спасибо большое for having me tonight. I know this is the second time that somebody from Delamain come here in this specific place to do a cognac tasting. First time was 6 years ago with my former CEO, Patrick. So I just wanted to thank you again for having us here with you, and hope you will enjoy the tasting tonight, and hope to see you soon at Delamain. So enjoy, santé.
Santé.